What's up, Grayson Report? Happy Monday. How's everyone going? Doing? Hold on, let me bring this down a bit. What's up? Tammy, Heather, whatever, Delay Lux, Carol, Joanne, hey everyone from Canada, Julissa, Chris Barber. Happy Monday. How is everyone doing today? How's your Monday going? Tirana, what's up? Tammy goes good so far. My day's going good. Just for those of you going through, I'm going to wait a few more minutes for people to trickle in. But for those of you going through, we just recently had a time change the other day. Is it affecting you? Because it affects me all the time. I know Arizona doesn't have to go through a time change. Heather, whatever goes, I don't know how I am. I need coffee. Carol goes, it's been a good day and night so far. Cheryl, what's up? It's affecting me. Yesterday I was but today I can feel it. Tyrana goes, yes, it affects me. I wish they would do away with it. I know Arizona doesn't. I know there's another state too, but I'm not sure. But I know Arizona doesn't have to. So they're lucky. Julius is doing all right. It's affecting me. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Just tired. It's like I'm all off my clock. Matthew! Haven't felt hungry or anything. That's how off my clock I am. Carol goes, the time screws with my dog's schedule. I'm sure it screws with everybody's schedule. Heather, whatever's leaning in Arizona's direction. Wendy goes, this time change is throwing me off for a loop. Yeah, it has. I think it affects everybody. It doesn't affect just us. It affects cats, dogs. Joanne goes, I think Saskatchewan, Canada doesn't change either. They're lucky. I'm not sure. I think we were supposed to stop with the time change, but I have no idea when that's going to happen or if it's ever going to happen. Cheryl King goes, the time changes my diabetes injections. Oh, wow. That really is crazy. I didn't think of that, but that's crazy. Tara, I'm just trying something new to see what happens. We'll see. When I do it this way, it seems I get pushed into like this different algorithm, so we're trying something different, new. Heather, whatever goes, they always say that politicians can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. Okay, no more for me. I know that. They always do, and then years later, by the time we forget about it, it never happens. No way, Wendy. Yeah, see, the time change also affects dogs and animals. It affects everybody. That's why I want to do away with it. It messes up your internal schedule. Well, it's kind of Julissa, how you say that, it's like I gotta get used to it on my end too, because the way you're seeing it, I kind of see it that way too. But hey, we're trying something new, so change is good sometimes. All right, guys, have any of you heard of La Pascualita? As we wait for a few minutes to see who trickles in here. Tyrana goes, no, I have never heard of it either until Joanne goes working 40 hours. Oh, it does. Working 40 hours messes up my internal clock. It does. Because then by the end of the week, you're like exhausted. Matthew goes, it's hip to be standing rectangle. Sounds good, Matthew. Oh, as always, Skelly Duck is in this background, even though it's condensed. So I had to be. There's not that many places I can hide him. So he's in this background somewhere, as small as it may be. And just remind me, and I'll reveal his location at the end of the stream. There's not much I can hide him in here because I'm not sure where the camera aims. So just remind me, and I'll reveal his location at the end of the stream. It can't be that difficult because it's a very small surface area. But hey, still, it gives for conversation. Elaine, thank you. Elaine, thank you for dropping in. What's up? So, La Pascualita, I have never heard of her. I came across her. She just happened to come in my feed, and I was like, oh, I've never heard about her. Apparently, they're saying that this lifelike mannequin can actually be an embalmed corpse of an actual woman. So this one is from All That's Interesting. And it is La Pascualita an eerily lifelike mannequin or an actual mummy? So guys, what do you think? Do you think she does look, just by the picture there, she does look very much like, but a lot of the mannequins nowadays do. And I swear when I walk past them, I feel like their eyes are on me. But this one really looks lifelike. Like it has eyelashes and everything. So guys, what do you think? Do you think she is a real life woman or if she is an actual mannequin? Just by the picture so far. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to see different views here. Maybe I'll do that one. That one looks better. Heather, whatever goes, I think she's my second husband's first wife. Matthew goes, it's a tourist trap, but it is a bridal shop. It's a dress shop. Keep that in mind. Tyrana goes, mannequin. What's up? I need to fish. How's it going, Marloka? I have read her story and I believe it. Cheryl King goes, lifelike. So basically, it says, according to local legends, In Chihuahua, Mexico, the bridal shop mannequin known as La Pascualita is actually the embalmed corpse of a real life woman. Joanne goes, give her an MRI or scan. That definitely, that's a way to find out. I don't know, Kyle, to be honest with you. Oh my gosh. Give me a second, guys, because this is not my normal studio, so I gotta figure out how oh my gosh. Joanne goes, who is this woman? Heather whatever goes, it would make a scary movie. It would, actually. It would, like, they give her a backstory. And Matthew goes, expect nothing less from Matthew. Well, you know what? When I first got my second screen, it took me a while to get used to it. So give me a second, guys. Because I am trying to get over and I can't get which I did earlier. So what the heck is going on? Oh, there it is. Duh. All right. So for more than 90 years, many in Chihuahua, Mexico have believed that the bridal shop mannequin, La Pascualita, is actually the mummy of a former owner's daughter.
Is the mouse not going over there?
I got it.
Here, I got a technical thing for you. Hey, everyone. Click on this. Control plus. Control. Maybe that gets the picture bigger for your crowd. Is that better? Is that better for the
Is
image?
that better, guys?
You can make it smaller here. Control minus. Click on that. Oh shit! Control minus. There you go.
Okay.
You have to click on it. You have to click on it though. Just see if that works. I'm out.
Embalmed corpses are not an unheard of tourist attraction. Several popes are on view at the Vatican, and visitors still flock to see Lenin's preserved body in Moscow's Red Square. Yet, however macabre, these corpses serve something of a historical purpose. But that's not quite the case with La Pascualita, a Mexican tourist attraction that has long had people wondering whether it is mannequin or a corpse being used as one. Ever since it first appeared in a bridal shop window in Chihuahua, Mexico in 1930, the eerily lifelike mannequin known as La Pascualita has left locals utterly terrified. This is the true story behind Mexico's infamous corpse bride mannequin. So this is what she looks like. And she does, that's a eerily lifelike mannequin from the 30s. Sabrina, what's up? Local legend holds that La Pascualita is the preserved corpse of the original shop owner's daughter who died tragically on her wedding day. Oh my God, I hate it when it does this. You get an advertisement and the advertisement doesn't go away. There it goes. La Pascualita is almost certainly more lifelike than any department store mannequin you've ever seen. Not only is her face astonishingly expressive, complete with thick eyelashes and a glassy-eyed gaze, but her hands were constructed with painstaking detail, and her legs even have varicose veins. What? Wake Shape Perry, what's up? Gunner Girl. In contrast to the blank white mannequins that dominate shopping malls and whose only purpose is to show off the clothes they are dressed in, La Pascualita's elaborate wedding dress is often only the second thing passerbyers will take note of, thanks to her eerily realistic features. And then it goes, the mannequin's hands are often noted as being particularly realistic. People have indeed been taking note ever since this mannequin first appeared in the window of a bridal store in Chihuahua, Mexico in 1930. The locals were supposedly immediately struck not only by the mannequin's lifelike appearance, but by the close resemblance she bore to the daughter of the shop owner, Pascuala Esparza. According to the story, the daughter was preparing to be married when she was tragically bitten by a black widow spider and succumbed to its poison on her wedding day. It wasn't long after her death that the mannequin appeared in the shop window, giving birth to the legend that it was no mannequin at all, but the perfectly preserved body of the unlucky would-be bride. Cheryl Kingo, she looks very real for being made in the 30s. She does. Elaine was like, say what? Okay, I'll be in a bit. This is creepy. Is La Pascualita an eerily lifelike mannequin or an actual mummy? Those who believe that La Pascualita is a mummy put special emphasis on how lifelike her eyes and hands are, which they are. Over the years, customers have claimed that La Pascualita's eyes follow them as they walk around the store, or that they have turned around to find her suddenly in a different position. But that's like with any mannequin, I feel like, because when I walk through a store and I see this creepy looking mannequin, I feel like their eyes are following me too. Her presence is rumored to even unnerve some of the shop workers, with one claiming, every time I go near Pascualita, my hands break out in a sweat. Her hands are very realistic, and she even has varicose veins on her legs. I believe she's a real person. Many locals are convinced that the corpse bride can change positions when you're not looking. Another local legend claims that La Pascualita is indeed just a mannequin, or at least started out that way. According to the version of this story, a visiting French musician became so entranced by the bridal mannequin that he would visit her window each night and bring her to life, dancing with her and bringing her around town before returning her to the storefront each morning. Whatever her true origin, she has become a local legend in her own right over the decades. The details of the mannequin's origins are almost impossible to confirm, and even the name Pascuala Esparza may have been an invention after the fact. It does seem improbable that an embalmed corpse can remain completely intact in the Mexican heat over the course of 8 decades, but the current owner seems to know that La Pascualita is at least good for business. When asked for the truth about the famous mannequin in this storefront, he simply winks and replied, Is it true? I really couldn't say. So guys, what do you think of La Pascualita? Do you believe the legends, or do you think it's just for business? But it's been like that since the 30s. So do you think that this was a bride that was stung by was stung by Black Widow? Or do you just think it's a lifelike mannequin that someone took the time to craft? Because that is a very crazy looking mannequin. Julissa goes, I still think it's a mannequin. Heather, whatever goes, I don't know. She's pretty. It is a pretty mannequin. It is. Matthew goes, sounds like mannequin Kim Control. Wendy goes, zero contact, nope, hard pass. Jennifer Murray, what's up? Actually, Gunner Girl, the reason I'm trying something new because it's putting me in a different algorithm. Wake Sheep Berry goes, I just know I wouldn't look that doll in the face. Cheryl King goes, she is very pretty. Elaine goes, really not sure. I'm leaning toward a mannequin. I'm not sure. Hug, what's up? I'm not sure either because it looks super real. Like I'm 50-50. I mean, even her hands look super real. So, I mean, but then if it's been there since the 30s, I don't know how they made mannequins, but I doubt they're made like they are today. They're probably mass produced today. So that one might have been made by hand. So I can see why it looks lifelike. They even said she has varicose veins, but they didn't show her legs in any of the pictures. So I can't confirm that, but I'm kind of I can see there's an explanation to it because, like I said, in the 30s, they probably handmade her. So that could explain why she looks so lifelike. Heather, whatever goes, I wouldn't buy my dress there. Why? Heather, whatever, why wouldn't you buy your dress there? Hug is going, sending hugs from Massachusetts. Hug is asking, where is everyone watching from? I think I would. I mean, I probably wouldn't go down to Chihuahua, Mexico to get a dress, but if I was in the area, I would check it out. Wendy, I'll pass on it. Why would you pass on the dress shop, Wendy and Heather, whatever? I would go. I want to see this thing up close and personal, but I don't know about nowadays because they're saying it's kind of dangerous to go into Mexico. So I think I'm going to stay out of Mexico. Heather, whatever goes, because the boogeyman is in the back room. So Joanne goes, would I try the dress on? I don't think that dress would fit me. So no. And probably the one in the window that she's wearing is probably not the one that you can try on. So I have a feeling you probably can't try that particular dress on that she's wearing. Which is, but I would still, I mean, I would check her out. I'd probably do a video of her, but I've heard that going across the border is not very smart right now. Joanne goes, it might be her wedding dress. Exactly. It might be. And I'm not sure because it didn't give a backstory of the person that owns it now. It could be, I don't know if it's like they passed it on throughout the generation. So I'm not sure if the person that owns it now owned it when this woman that they said that was bitten by a Black Widow occurred. Oh my God, Kyle. Kyle says cup of Phil and see if she's real. I don't know if I would do. No. Oh no. I mean, like maybe poking her would probably be cool. I don't think I would do that. Still, I feel like that's kind of disrespecting the shop and the mannequin. Chris Barber goes, go ahead and let us know, Kyle. Cheryl goes, I wonder what her body looks like. Same here because it didn't show. I mean, she is wearing a dress, so I mean, but they did say she does have varicose veins. But if that mannequin was made by hand, somebody could have put the varicose veins in, but why would anybody want to put varicose veins into a mannequin would beat me. Because that's like an imperfection. Usually if you make a mannequin, it's usually something that I don't think you would make ugly, you know what I mean? Because they like varicose veins kind of I don't consider them like a I mean, I don't have them, so I can't probably, but I wouldn't consider them. It's kind of it is kind of like an imperfection, but and it kind of would be weird to put on a mannequin. So that's where if I saw that, I may believe maybe I'd be more on the believer side, but I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. Wake Shape Barry, have you done the Hollywood sign legend? I did. I talked about the woman that jumped off the H. Joanne goes, her veins might have popped out from poisoning, which would add to the credibility of the story. Sabrina goes, spirits can attach to clothing. I've experienced it. I've also seen many, like, you know how they have these shows where they're based on true life stories? I've seen them where they get this dress from a thrift shop. That's why they say be careful what you get at a thrift shop. And she ends up bringing something home with her with the dress. And it ends up being someone that was murdered in the dress. So it was kind of like the spirit was reaching out for help. So that's I like stories like that actually. It seems scary at first, but toward the end when you help someone, it always I like those stories. Cheryl goes, I've seen mummified bodies and their veins do show. Wow. Kyle says it shouldn't be hard to spot the taxidermy, especially from the 1930s. So you would probably have to see her up close and personal to really make a decision on that. Or talk to someone that has actually seen it. A credible witness to figure out if she is in fact this poor woman that was bitten by a black widow and succumbed to the poison on her wedding day, which sucks. Chris Barber goes, maybe the spider poison gave her blood poisoning because that kind of looks like veins. Maybe. But nonetheless, it is a cool legend. Would you guys, if you had a chance to go to Chihuahua, Mexico, would you guys actually go to the dress shop? Cheryl goes, I would love to see her up close. Wink Shape Berry, so how do you guys clear attachments? I have never personally had an attachment. But I've heard sage works. I know a lot of people use sage to cleanse themselves. I know Wendy, whenever she buys stuff, she does say from a thrift shop or whatever, she has mentioned in the chat that she sages them. Sabrina goes, my mom bought me and her a jacket from an estate sale. Immediately bad things started happening. Both were having crazy nightmares. We threw the jackets away and it all stopped. Wow. That is crazy, Sabrina. Joanne and Sabrina Wood. Joanne goes smudging. They're smudging. Matthew saying if you've seen I love Puppet Master. If you've seen the first Puppet Master movie, that looks creepy like the mannequins in that film. They do. Wendy also sages in every new house and apartment. But if you happen to be in the area, I'm saying, like if you happen to be in Chihuahua and you're like, wait a minute, I remember Grace Report talking about La Pascualita. And you happen to be in the same area, would you go to the shop? I know Joanne said and Sabrina said I would. Heather, whatever goes, I would like to see it. I would like to see it. I would definitely go see the mannequin. She is crazy looking. For sure. Logical Spock, what is up? Regardless, yeah, that's it. Heather, whatever, I'm the same way. I would want to see it up close. I want to see those varicose veins that they're talking about. I really do. I know that sounds crazy, but I really want to see the varicose veins and see, like, really examine her up close and personal. Cheryl goes, I definitely would. I might even I don't know. I would touch her just to, like, poke her, just to see how it feels. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't be afraid. It's not saying like she's cursed or anything. So I wouldn't be afraid to touch her. Just to see, I mean, to debunk this. Wake Shape Berry goes, I remember some Native Americans have a ritual where when you are leaving, you say, I came with nothing, I leave with nothing. Wendy goes, I'd go see as long as nothing comes away with me. It's saying there's no curse or anything to her. Sabrina goes, I want to see the veins. Thank you, Elaine. Elaine's going, my phone just went full zoom on Lisa, operator, error. You look great. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate it. Kyle would do it. All right, guys, I've got a few other articles I wanted to share with you. In this next one, I'm not sure how reputable the site is because I try to stay away from tabloid sites, which I kind of think this one is. This one's from OK News. It's saying Britney Spears claims a ghost attacked her in Germany 20 years ago. Hold on, guys. I'm just seeing different views here. All right, it says Britney Spears claims a ghost attacked her in Germany 20 years ago. It felt like someone was on top of me and I couldn't get up for air. And so it goes, Britney Spears took a brief break from sharing risque snaps on social media to recall a spooky encounter from 2 decades ago. In the singer's Monday, March 11th Instagram post, the music icon claimed that while she was on the Oops, I Did It Again tour 20 years ago, she was attacked by a ghost while trying to fall asleep at the haunted hotel she was staying at in Germany. Kyle goes, already from the site, I don't believe it. Well, they're saying it's on her Instagram post. It's an Instagram post on her actual Instagram. Before delving into the details of the story, she noted the events took place on the same night she met Kate Hudson at a bar. I was an angel and my best friend was a devil for Halloween. We left the party early because the theme was all black gothic horror, and my friend and I failed. The mom of 242 began. So we decided to walk outside in the cold screaming like idiots because we had been on a tour bus for 2 months. Spears acknowledged that most people don't believe in ghosts, and those that do don't admit to it to others because they'd be called crazy. I'm like, what is this place? Disneyland for adults? She's not making any sense. Or the person that wrote this article isn't. Whatever, I thought it was kind of cute, actually, but paid no mind whatsoever, the pop star continued, of their surroundings. Now, the stories they told were pretty soft. The lady in white who glows in the corner of the room at exactly 2:20 at night, the sound of horses' feet that carry the carriages on the rock entrance of the hotel at 3, right on the dot, if you could be just quiet enough to listen. She's not saying what hotel it is, though. Come on. Inquiring minds want to know. If that made any sense. So, guys, let me see if I can find the actual Instagram post. Because, all right. Because whoever wrote that article did not make any sense at all. Gunner Girl goes, I'm a huge Britney fan and I know she believes in spirits. It's possible. Kyle goes, there are sleep paralysis demons, so it could be possible. Like the Hat Man. Brandon, what's up? So I am going to go to her actual Instagram post because that article sucked. I'm sorry. It did. It made no sense to me. It was not like, it just kind of my fault for not reading it before I shared it. So this is Britney's Instagram post. So she goes, the Oops tour 20 years ago, Halloween night in a haunted hotel in Germany. So cold. It was the same night I met Kate Hudson in a bar. I was an angel and my best friend was a devil for Halloween, which is basically what they said in the article. We left the party early because the theme was all black gothic horror. My friend and I failed. So we decided to walk outside in the cold screaming like idiots because we had been on a tour bus for 2 months. Most people don't believe in ghosts, and if you say you do, well, you probably shouldn't since they'll just call you crazy. I don't, but I don't. Depends on who you're talking to. All this talk, and I'm like, what is this place? Disneyland for adults? Whatever, I thought it was kind of cute, actually, but paid no mind whatsoever. Now, the stories they told were pretty soft. All right, see, now this is making sense. It's a story. The lady in white, there's always a lady in white. Always. The lady in white who glows in the corner of the room at exactly 2:20 a.m. at night. And then I'm assuming you could hear the sound of horse feet that carry the carriages on the rock entrance of the hotel at 3 in the morning if you could be just quiet enough to listen. She was like, I'm like, whatever. which is probably like what most people think because hey, you're in a haunted hotel. Unless you're someone like me, I was like, where? What? Let's find this out. Come on. But she was like, whatever. I was pretty tipsy at the elevator. My girlfriend almost got us kicked out of the hotel because she couldn't wait to use the bathroom. What? I'm not going to read what the rest of it says because she she peed in the plant. Not Britney, but her friend. Right beside the elevator in front of the whole lobby. So classy. I mean, she was dressed as the devil. But that night, I laid in bed, and then it felt like a cold wind out of effing nowhere. And all of a sudden, it pushed me down in the bed. Now, usually when I tell this story, most people say she was just dreaming. No, I wasn't. I was wide awake, screaming from the top of my lungs. Something was holding me down. I couldn't move for what felt like forever. It felt like someone was on top of me and I couldn't get up for air. I ran so fast to my assistant's door and I didn't realize it was locked. So I fell backwards. Look, I was scared. And then she opened the door and looked at me like I was the biggest idiot. Nobody till this very day believes me. So guys, do you think I'm sorry that article did not do her Instagram post justice at all. So guys, what do you think of Britney's experience? She did not name which hotel this was. I kind of wish she did. Inquiring minds want to know. But it is an allegedly haunted hotel in Germany that she stayed at. Which sounds pretty cool already, just by the name. And she is saying that she felt the cold wind and then something pushed her down. So no one believes her. Heather, whatever goes, Britney, don't tell. Kyle goes, when you die, you have to choose your stereotype ghost occupation. Sabrina goes, I believe her. I kind of believe her. I do believe her. But they probably don't believe her because she kind of mentioned that she was tipsy. But I do believe her. I do believe that she had that experience. Wendy goes, I lived in Guayama. It's La Ciudad de los Brujos. Which city? Took something back with me. Whoa! Wendy, that is crazy. Tyana goes, I believe it. Wink Sheafberry goes, leave Britney alone. I believe her, Wink Sheafberry. I believe her. Cheryl King goes, I believe her. Logical Spock, I'll check it out. On her Telegram. Elaine goes, Cinderella came back for her heel, hence the carriage, but I believe her. But that's the carriage thing is what they say happens in that hotel. That's what people say. So she kind of explained, there is a lady at white that stands in the corner. And then you can also, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the carriages and the horse hooves on the cobble. I'm assuming it's like a cobblestone, maybe, because she said rocky in front of the hotel path. Heather, whatever goes, I wish she didn't tell about her friend, but I agree with that one. I totally agree. Matthew goes, I don't yet. Just wait for some confirmation from anyone she mentioned. Nothing wrong with that, Matthew. But I do believe that she had that experience. Is it paranormal? Maybe not, because there is sleep paralysis where you do feel like it feels like it's paranormal, but it's not. Wake Sheafberry goes, I'd like to see where she was. Same here. I wish she named what hotel it was. Joanne goes paranormal experiences called old hag causes sleep paralysis. It could have been sleep paralysis. But I do believe her. So there's two sides to the story. It may not necessarily have been paranormal. But then again, it could have been. But we will never know because we've never been to that hotel. I would say if I went to that hotel and had a similar experience and I've never really had sleep paralysis, then I would be like, okay. But that's I wish she mentioned the name of the hotel because that's the whole point of it. Not that I'll probably ever make it to Germany because me and planes don't mix, but if I ever had a chance to go to Germany, I would check out that hotel because it sounds interesting. I do too, Wank Shapeberry. She just didn't mention it. Would have been nice because then I could delve into the history of the hotel. Because I like reading about history, haunted history. But I do believe her. I do believe what she said. Mike, what is up? Joanne goes, it happens outside of Germany. But I wish I'm going to say this again. I wish she told me what hotel it was. We should go in the comments of her Instagram and go, Brittany, what hotel was it? Julissa goes, she wants to keep it a secret location. Maybe it's a ritzy location where celebrities go to when they're in Germany. Maybe that's why she didn't say it. Julissa? I guess. Or maybe it's like her hideaway and she doesn't want no one knowing about the hideaway. But she uses the picture she uses is kind of funny though, because it looks like it's like it doesn't even go with her story that she's saying. All right, guys, if you had the money, would you buy the Cecil Hotel? If you had the money. So anyways, this came up on the news the other day. Local news here, and it goes, downtown LA's Cecil Hotel, subject of Netflix crime doc, is up for sale. If you guys have not seen that Netflix crime documentary, it is pretty damn interesting. I watched it, I think, a couple weeks ago. It gives you more insight on the Elisa Lam disappearance. LA goes, not enough sage in the world. Tyrena goes, nope. Chris Barber goes, depends. So this is the famous hotel. If you guys haven't heard about it, this is the one that actually, because Ghost Adventures did an investigation here, and that's what got me into Ghost Adventures, because I am and they also filmed American Horror Story here as well. But what it's best known for is the disappearance of Elisa Lam. They basically found her body, I think after 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks. In one of the water tanks on top of the hotel. The crazy thing is there was people staying there. If you do watch that documentary, they do interview people that were staying there at the time, and they were brushing their teeth and drinking the water, and they were saying that it tasted funny and it smelled, and that's what prompted the maintenance worker to check the water tank. And that's when he was checking it, that's when he saw Elisa Lam in there. But just imagine, I always say this when I talk about this hotel, just imagine staying there and you're taking a shower and and you're brushing your teeth and it smells and tastes funny. I would never, if it smelled funny, I would have never. And these people that did it, they weren't from here. They're from another country. Like, they're visiting, and they wanted to take like an impromptu trip, and they see this hotel and they're like, huh. And when they get there, they were kind of disappointed, because they get to this hotel and they're like, what? But they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to be here for too long. But then it's like, when you go out, that hotel is not in a great area of Los Angeles. It's in Skid Row. But I just imagine, I can't imagine brushing my teeth, and if it tasted funny, I would have stopped right there. I wouldn't even taken a shower in it. And then they were drinking the water too. I was like thinking, even when this occurred, people weren't really drinking tap water. They were drinking bottled water. So I was like, why would you drink the water? But also, so do you think, because after seeing this documentary, I'll go into the article though anyways, but after seeing this documentary, it had said, because Elisa Lam was bipolar, it had said she wasn't taking her medication properly. And that's why, and they're saying that she might have seen something, and that's where she went into the water tank to hide. So, guys, do you believe that it was because of her medical condition that she ended up in that water tank? Or do you think this hotel's past history, and that and then who stayed at this hotel, and the many deaths that occurred at this hotel, if something sinister was involved with Elisa Lam? Because after seeing that documentary, it kind of made me 50-50. So, guys, what do you think? Do you think it was because of her medical condition, or because of something sinister that can't be explained that is in this hotel? Jennifer Murray goes, I think it's possible she had a mental break, but I think it's possible she was murdered. Tyrana thinks it's something sinister. Chris Barber goes, the video of her in the elevator, she saw something. Julissa goes, I think someone unalived her and disposed of her there. And the last known place that she saw before she returned the hotel was a bookstore. I don't remember the name of the bookstore, but that was the last place she stopped before she disappeared. Wendy goes, a combo of both, because this was what they did with this hotel. They did, which I did not know. They made 2 entrances. One of them was the Hotel Cecil. The other entrance, they named it Stay at Maine, because they wanted to get the stigmatism, because of how popular the stigmatism, I guess, the negative stigmatism, I should say, but with the Hotel Cecil. So they made 2 different entrances for guests that were just staying as if it was like a hostel or something. And then there was actually guests that were staying there to like weekly. But what happened was when the elevators, it was still the same elevators, but they had 2 separate entrances. So if you went to stay at this hotel at the time, as far as I know, it's still low income housing now, but you would still, you might you run into shady people because it was like people that might have just gotten out of prison that would stay here for a week or for 2 weeks until they got back on their feet. So that I did not know about this hotel. So that's crazy. Cheryl goes, she looks scared. Heather Wetter goes, she's scared in the elevator. Charmed Lynn goes, don't believe for a second she was murdered. Matthew goes, could be both messing with her because that or some piece of crap real person did it to her. Ozzy, what's up? Honey goes, her mental condition could have made her susceptible to the influence of dark entities. Oh, I didn't think of that. I did not think of that at all. Elaine goes, I think it was something sinister that preyed on her mental condition. Wendy goes, combo of both, maybe. Chris goes, she was afraid of something. Heather Whatever goes, I had a friend who went with her brother. She is a witch. She brought something home and won't go back, but her brother wants to. She did look scared, but what got me was the way like her hands moved. That's where it made me think it was something else. Because she comes out of the elevator and her hands were all like it was weird, like she was moving weird. So that's what got me. Heather Whatever goes, darkness isn't nice, doesn't back off for weakness. Jennifer Murray goes, for everyone saying she saw something in the elevator, hallucinations can be, but not always, a symptom of certain bipolar disorders. I studied it in college. That's what they say, Jennifer Murray. They had said that because this is what they determined what happened to her. They saying because they did do when someone passed away, they did do the drug test and et cetera, and they did find that she was not taking her medication like she was supposed to. The levels of those specific medication weren't the levels that she was supposed to be taking. So they are saying that she wasn't taking her medication properly. So she had she had a bipolar episode that they're thinking that she saw something and she was trying to get away from that something, and she ended up going into the water tank to hide. Daniel, what's up? As far as I know, we'll check. Let me see if this article dwells into if it's still low income housing, because that's what it and I'm not sure if it's gonna stay as low income housing. So this one's from KTLA. It's a local news station here in California. Downtown LA Cecil Hotel subject of Netflix crime doc is up for sale. An infamous downtown Los Angeles hotel placed in the spotlight after a Netflix documentary chronicled its creepy past is up for sale. It was in the spotlight before that Netflix documentary. As first reported by real estate news outlet The Real Deal, the Cecil Hotel has been listed on LoopNet with no asking price attached. So we don't know how much they're selling it for. The 1,000 The 159,803 square foot, 15-story building containing 601 units. The building, located at 640 South Main Street, is designated as a historical landmark. The catch, the Cecil Hotel, at one time a world-renowned place of luxury, is now notoriously known for its bloody, violent, and outright creepy history. So much so that LA tour guides have lovingly referred to the hotel as the place where serial killers stay. And if you know, what's his face stayed there. There's two of them. There's one that I wasn't familiar with, and then the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, stayed there. The reputation was broadcast to an even wider audience in 2021 when Netflix distributed a documentary series called Crime Scene: The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel hit the mainstream. For anyone that has Netflix, I recommend it. It is a very good documentary. The 4-part series followed by a story of 21-year-old Elisa Lam, whose naked, bloated body was discovered in a water tank on the rooftop of the hotel in 2013. The case caught the eye of internet crime detectives and further cemented the legacy of the Cecil Hotel. Since 2021, the building has operated as affordable housing for unhoused people in Los Angeles. So it is still low-income housing. I'm not sure if they decide to sell it, if that's what they're going to keep it as. I'm pretty sure they are, because it is in a dingy area of LA. I've been to the front of it. At that time when I was in front of it, it was not low-income housing. You could walk into it, and I wish I kind of did, but I didn't. Something told me not to, so I didn't. You know how you get that gut feeling? Like, don't go in it, because I so wanted to go in it because I wanted to see the lobby. Because by pictures, the lobby, it's like you're brought into a different time. But I just never walked in, and now I don't even think you can walk in there, like you could. Charmed Lynn is asking, why did the elevator doors closed? It's weird because when I was watching that documentary, they were saying like she kept hitting buttons and the door wouldn't close. And then finally when she leaves the elevator, it closes, and then you could see it go into the next one, and it opened the next floor because she hit a bunch of buttons, so you could see it go to the next floor. And then you could see it open, and then after a few seconds, it closes. So I can't explain why, when she was in there, that it didn't do that. But it could have been because she hit so many buttons. Maybe the elevator was confused. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only other explanation I can say about that. But that is that could be the possibility, but it's still unexplainable to me. Elaine goes, okay, nail in the coffin for me with the Night Stalker being there. Darkness is embedded there. Jennifer Murray goes, I think if she was lured up there and murdered at the tank and pushed in, it would have been by a worker at the hotel that had access to the roof. They're saying the only people that had access to the roof, I believe, was obviously the maintenance guy and probably, I'm not sure because they did say in that documentary, but I forgot. But I know one of them was the maintenance guy, and probably, obviously, the main manager probably had one too. I would assume. Honey 2800 goes, there are dark entities that prey on weak-minded people, feed off of their manic energy, drive them to self-harm, make their symptoms worse, and the weakened mental state, they can't fight back. Very true. I do believe that, honey. Cheryl goes, I wouldn't buy it. Gunner Girl, I go, I wouldn't even get 10 feet away from that place. I was directly across the street because I happened to be, I happened to be in the area, and I knew that hotel was nearby. So I went into my Google Maps and I walked over, I was by myself though. That's probably one of the reasons why I didn't go in the hotel. And then I took a picture of the hotel. I was like, oh my God, that's the hotel that was on American Horror Story. Because at the time, that was what, that's what I knew it for. This was a couple of years ago. And I took a picture. So I do have a picture of it. And it was Stay at Maine in the front at the time. But it still has the Cecil stampings on it, like the sign on the side. And then if you could see it, if you're on another street, because we happened to go, Lewis and I think last year sometime went to like a music thing and it was by there and I could see the Cecil in the distance, like the back of the building. So I've been across the street from it. I just never went in. So I could take a picture. Chris goes, if it looked anything like it did in American Horror Story, it was so freaking cool. Yeah, that's why I wanted to go in. I wanted to see the lobby. That was the only reason why if I was going to go in, I wanted to see the lobby. Jennifer Marie goes, her death is going to be a mystery, unfortunately, but I think her family believes it was because of her mental health. That's what they determined. And she was brought back home. So that is, I feel like as long as her family has closure, that's all that counts. But it's just sad because of how young she was. She was what, 21? And she wanted to see the world, and I think that's kind of the reason. And she was very active on Tumblr because they shared her. I never used Tumblr, but I guess it was like a site where you can put. It's kind of like, I guess, a kind of like a Facebook, where you can just write like vlog, kind of without the vlog part. You just write your stuff because I don't think you could post videos on it because I never used it, so I'm not too familiar, but she kind of like put her thoughts out there for the world. They shared it on that documentary. So it's kind of sad what happened to her. Wake Shafe Barry goes, Ramirez was a scary guy. He was. And I currently live in a city that he had killed. He had murdered 2 people in. So that was kind of crazy. So that's kind of why I whenever I see documentaries on Richard Ramirez, I kind of follow it because it does come. He did affect, he had murdered 2 people in a city I currently lived in and had lived in at the time that the murders occurred. Even though it's on the other side of town, but still, I'm not sure exactly what house. I never went to look, but Logical Spot goes, the Cecil is 100 years old. It was constructed in 1924. It is a historical landmark. But I wish, considering it's a historical landmark, I wish that they took better pride with it. Even though it has a demented or like dark past. Jennifer Murray goes, early 20s is a common age for psychotic breaks with hallucinations to begin. It is so sad. It is very sad. I felt it's sad the way she went in, the fact that her family let her come to California by herself. She's from Canada. So the fact that they let her come by herself is crazy. I mean, my parents at that age wouldn't have let me do that. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they let her do that. Heather, whatever, hard for a family of a young man who took off in Utah named Aiden, had a psychotic break, took off his shoes in the desert and disappeared. Wow, that's sad. Nikki, what's up? Jennifer Marie goes, other side of town is too close for comfort. It is. I remember. I don't know if it was around that time, but I remember my dad put bars on the house. And I know I've told you guys before, but I remember he did that. And I never asked him why. And years later, I was watching a documentary because I of Richard Ramirez. I was like, wait a minute, didn't he? And then I kind of put two to two together, and I go, wait a minute, that was about the time I was so and so age, which is about the time he did this, and so I kind of put two to two together, and I think that's the reason why my dad put bars on the house, which made sense because a lot of people were scared at that time, and it was during the summer, so a lot of people had their windows open. Jeff Burberry goes, at 21, no one could have stopped me from doing. Maybe her parents couldn't stop her. Maybe. True. Chris Barber, they did know she was sick, but she had medication to control it. But being young and impressionable, sometimes you don't think you need those medications. So, and it was confirmed that she was not taking the medication like she should have been. Honey goes, I bet the dark entities in the Cecil Hotel avoided Ramirez like, oh crap, he is more evil than me. Nope, I'm going to another floor. There was another guy too, another serial killer that happened to stay there, but I don't remember his name. I'm not too familiar with him. So when they mentioned him, I'm like, oh. And there was also murders there as well that occurred in that hotel. Cheryl goes, I hope it's not bought and turned into a haunted attraction. Funny that you mentioned that, Cheryl, because that was what I was thinking. I was like, if I had the money, I'd buy it. And it's funny because if you look at the because Zack Bagans, he's known to buy haunted, items, right? Haunted objects. And he bought the demon house in Indiana. So somebody had made a comment on because they had posted this article on social media, and someone had made a comment, oh, I bet you Zack Bagans is gonna buy it. And he tweeted out, it's funny, he posted a tweet that he was like, the Cecil for sale? Guys, real quick, don't forget to smash that like button and share this stream if you can. And real quick, if you're new to the stream, I know I saw a few people popped in. Press 1. Yeah, Wank Sheep Bear, didn't he demolish the demon house? He did, and the stairs from the basement, I believe, are at his haunted museum. He did, Panda. Jeff Furbury goes, oh God, Zach, better stay away. Jennifer Murray goes, a lot of people with bipolar disorder don't like the way mood stabilizers make them feel, and stopping them is common. That makes sense. Heather, whatever goes, my parents did too about the bars on the house, but because their house got broken into. See, that's what I don't know, because I remember asking my dad, and he had said that the neighbors had gotten broken into. So I'm not sure, but it was about the wrong nerd report in the house. But it was about the time too that Richard Ramirez was around. So I don't know if my dad was just saying that to just to go, okay, just to be like, okay, this is why I'm doing it, just so I wouldn't ask more questions. Matthew goes, so even vampires would never mess with anything pure evil? Julissa goes in 2014. The hotel was sold for $30 million. Wow. But it's not. It's listed, but there's no asking price. So I don't know if they're doing that make me an offer kind of deal, because it's not really. I don't think they're really making much money off of it, to be honest with you, because it is low income housing. So it's probably just enough to keep the repairs up and the electricity and water going. Matthew goes, that reminds me of the show Forever Night. A vampire saw WW Mustache Man before all his crap. Saw he was so evil, too evil to turn into a vampire. So even vampires would never mess with anything per evil. Apologize about that, Matthew. To make sense of Matthew's comment. Wake Sheaf Barry goes, that hotel is very infamous. It is. There was another not to go down a rabbit hole. There were 16 deaths at that hotel. According to, I don't usually like going on by Wikipedia because it's people like you and I can add information to it. But there are 16 sudden or unexplained deaths that have occurred in or around the hotel, starting from 1931 to 2015. And that there may be many more too. Let me see if it gives me the name of the other guy that stayed here. I know it was Ramirez and some other guy. Johann Utter. So after Ramirez in 1991, an Austrian by the name of Johann Unterweger, I know I'm butchering his name, arrived in LA. And where would he stay? The Hotel Cecil. During the 5 weeks he spent there, he brought 3 prostitutes back to his room where he and murdered them. So he was another. Joanne, known as Jack, had been convicted of murder in Austria, but was released in 1990. Then he got a job for an Austrian magazine reporting of all things crime and prostitution in LA. Even more incredibly, he was a guest of the LAPD on ride-alongs as they patrolled the red light district, which was how he identified his future victims. What? I know that's going a little off topic, but just I could never remember him. Yeah, he was Wake Shaveberry. He was a lunatic. That's scary. He probably became so obsessed with what he was. I don't know what the reason was, but I'm gonna put something out there. He probably became so because he got a job at a newspaper reporting about these things. So I feel like maybe, I don't know. What do you guys? That is just weird. Thank you, Jennifer. Heather, whatever goes, I have ghost bumps. How goosebumps. Oh my gosh. How scary. Yeah, that is crazy. That guy, I don't know if he got so like enthralled in his work that it caused him to go, oh, I wonder how it would feel like. I don't know. Some people are like that, believe it or not. But I'm not sure if that's what he was thinking. But wow. Matthew goes, now that is a bad guy using the police to get his victims. I don't know if when he was going through these ride-alongs, if he had that intention at that time. So that is weird. That is crazy. But I know some people would want that, would want the hotel just to be torn down because of the bad history that it has. I mean, 16 deaths, including like the area it's in, and then 2 serial killers later. Would anybody really want to stay there? I mean, I guess some people would. And it's not in a great area, so I don't know if I would want to stay there. I mean, I guess I would want to stay there just to see if it actually had a sinister, darker force to it, if it was haunted. Because of all the deaths that occurred there, but it is in a very bad area, so I would probably be very scared for my life. Thank you, Wendy. Wake Shape Bear goes, I think he was actually released as a model of being reformed. Oh my gosh. That is horrible. Wink, and then Wink Shape Bear continues, then he murdered loads of people. Yes. And he came here and did it. I agree, Cheryl. Rest in peace to all that were taken. I mean, a lot of them, it seemed like when I looked, it was showing quite a few of them, they passed away by their own doing, which is sad too. Very sad when that happens. Chris Barber goes, I'd be more, that's why I'd be more afraid of the neighborhood. Exactly. I am. I mean, walking over there during the day wasn't too bad, but I don't know, stayed there in that area because it's right in Skid Row, so it's not in downtown Los Angeles. So it's in like a shady part of Los Angeles. It's not like the best looking area. I've been down that street that it's off of Main Street, even for other things, and it's not a place you want to be walking around by yourself, put it that way. Especially at night. Daniel Miles goes, my thoughts on tearing a building down like that would free the ghosts, not set them free, but free to to scare more people. I feel like they could clean that place up and make it a proper, I mean, it'd probably still be considered a hostel and not have those weekly rates or monthly rates like they have. And I think people would want to stay there. There's going to be people that are going to want to stay there to ghost hunt and to debunk and to find out what's there. Honey goes prediction. Zack will buy the Cecil, tear it down, sell the property for profit. The elevator and water tank will end up in the museum. Yes. Yes, it's going to be in the basement with the stairs from the demon house. Oh my gosh. Watch, honey. We're going to see that in the news. TMZ is going to report Zack Bagans, lead investigator of the Ghost Adventures, has bought the Cecil Hotel. This is what he plans on doing. Exactly, honey. I agree with you on that one. And if he does, I will share it here, guys. Cheryl, that's a good question. They can't tear it down, can they? It is a historical monument type of thing, so I'm not sure if they can or not, to be honest with you. I don't think they can. I don't know if they can or not. I don't know if the city of Los Angeles would let them. I don't think they can, but you never know. Los Angeles, the price is right. You never know. They may. But because that hotel's been around for so long, I don't know if they would let you tear it down because there is some historical history to it. Mr. Ruck Gaming, how's it going? Chris Barber goes and he'll run through the hallway in a thong. Oh my gosh. We'll be there recording it. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine. It'll go viral. Thank you, Heather, whatever, for your PayPal from earlier. I'm sorry I missed it because my phone normally makes noise, but it doesn't anymore. Hearts for Heather, whatever, guys. Thank you, Heather, whatever. You're awesome. Hearts for Heather, whatever, guys. All right, guys, I got one more article I want to share with you guys, and then we'll go into questions, answers and questions. I don't know if removing me makes it any better. I don't think it does. All right, guys. Well, this article's from Coast to Coast. And this is a pretty cool website if you guys have never checked it out. Usually has strange and unusual articles on here, and it goes a very peculiar piece of footage from the Philippines shows the moment when a motorcyclist believes that a ghost manifested in the middle of a road and then vanished after it was seemingly struck by the bike. The Eerie incident, which was captured by way of a helmet camera, reportedly unfolded early Saturday morning as Carl Degas and a companion were cruising along a national highway that passes through the city of Cagayan de Oro. Their ride took a chilling turn when a person suddenly appeared in the otherwise desolate road, and as the motorcycle approached, moved in front of the bike rather than avoid it. Although it happened as though the person had been struck by the bike, when an understandably concerned Degas and his friend looked around for the presumably downed pedestrian, they were nowhere to be found. Strangely, the motorcyclist later recalled feeling a gust of cold air at the moment wherein the mysterious stranger and the bike crossed paths. Degas was all the more unsettled when he got home and watched the footage from the ride, as the person who appeared in the road had no discernible face. Given the individual's odd appearance, their subsequent disappearance upon encountering the motorcycle, and the feeling of cold air at the moment of collision, Degas suspects that the person who popped up in the road may have been a ghost. Since being posted online over the weekend, the spooky video has gone viral on social media in the Philippines, with many echoing his assessment. Skeptical viewers will likely argue that Degas simply struck a person and they disappeared into the darkness of the night as a motorcycle sped away from the scene. However, as of now, no one has stepped forward to identify themselves as that individual, nor have authorities given any indication that there was someone hit by the bike at the point spot. With that in mind, what do you think Degas encountered early Saturday morning? I'm not sure if you guys can see this.
Video. Ano yung report?
And I apologize in Tagalog.
Hilabihang kakurat. Kini ang gibati sa motor rider nga si Carl Dagos. Human nga kalit misugat kaniya ang usa ka daw tawo samtang nagbiyahe kini sa National Highway sa Barangay Gusa sa Cagayan de Oro City. Apan sa aktong magbangga na sila, kalit kining nawala nga daw aso o wala na nakuhaan pa sa kamera. Eksklusibong nakahinabi sa GMA Regional TV 1 Mindanao si Carl kung asa iyang
So basically, because I don't know what he's saying, unfortunately, it's in Tagalog, and I don't speak Tagalog.
Sa National Highway sa Barangay Gusa.
But you can kind of hear some words that sound familiar. But it is what I read in the article. A motorcycle is going down a highway, and he sees a person dart in front of him, but when he looks behind him, there's no person.
Human nga kalit misugat kaniya ang usa ka daw tawo samtang nagbiyahe kini sa National Highway sa Barangay Gusa sa Cagayan de Oro City. Apan sa aktong ang kakurat, kini ang gibati sa motor rider nga si Carl Dagos. Human nga kalit misugat kaniya ang usa ka daw tawo samtang nagbiyahe kini sa National Highway sa Barangay Gusa sa Cagayan de Oro City. Apan sa aktong magbangga na sila, kalit kining nawala nga daw aso o wala na nakuhaan pa sa kamera. Eksklusibong nakahinabi sa GMA Regional.
Sir.
I don't know if it's going to show it again.
Nakurat sila kay walay na.
So that's basically like I guess a steal of what they saw go in front of the motorcycle, and you do see it. You see this person go in front of them and then it dissolves. Julissa goes, "Oh wow, it looks like a body was hit. Are they claiming a ghost?" Yes, because literally the guy looks behind him and there's nothing there because he was expecting to see someone on the road. And as you see the person come into view, it like disappears, like it dissolves. Heather, whatever goes, when he passed and looked sideways look, I could see through it. Yeah, right as he passes it, it like dissolves right in front of him as like, you know, where the impact would be. So it's crazy. Tyrana goes scary. Cheryl goes scary. Wake Sheepberry goes, wow. Heather whatever goes pretty happy. By the way, thank you. Heather whatever. Julissa goes, that is scary. So this is kind of like a steal of what this motorcycle rider caught on his cam. And it is crazy because it's like no face. And I do see it dissolve as he's driving by. So that is crazy. Matthew goes, on my TV, it's like he passed someone in the middle of the road. His helmet was in the way of seeing if the person crossed all the way to the other side before he could move the camera. Rich Buddy goes, it just looks like your everyday Hollywood crime. Heather whatever goes, the lighting is right coming up to it from behind, highlighting material but blocked by solid head. Looks real than not. Daniel goes, two different time dimensions. They actually, I don't know if you guys heard this. I know I've heard this on some videos where people think that we're in the Matrix. like we're components in the matrix and there could be glitches in the matrix, because there are these videos out there. I don't know if you guys have seen it where it's unexplainable, like a squirrel coming out of the ground in the middle of the road, stuff like that. So there's people that think, or people that are moving weird or robotic like. I've seen these videos. I don't know what to think about it. I'm skeptical about them, but there are people that believe that we're stuck in the matrix. Dusty, what's up? Daniel goes, what? We're not? Matthew goes, him going fast made the person look blurry when you see the screen cap. Rich goes, I don't believe in the matrix because we are organic matter. I don't either. I'm skeptical about it. But there are videos out there, but like with anything, because of technology, you can, edit and add things to videos, make a squirrel come out of a street if you want to. I personally can't do that. You would be able to see the jumps in my edits, but there's people that can do it flawlessly. So that's where it makes me a little skeptical about things like that. That might be because I can't understand what they're saying. Heather, whatever, it says more focus on the right still photo after the fact. I am not sure. I don't know. That might be an enhanced picture from the video, but I don't know because I can't understand what they're saying, unfortunately. Wink Schaefer goes, the original Matrix movie was cool. The sequel's not so great. Matthew goes, the video is not picking up details because of his speed. Heather, whatever goes, right, it's hard to tell these days. Even like this video, I mean, for all, to me, it was like, what the heck is that? Like, I'm still, but because of technology, maybe like Matthew says, the camera angle, we don't see the person cross the street because it could have been someone running for all we know. And because he turns behind him, because the guy actually thinks he hit somebody, we don't see another angle of it. Heather, whatever goes, even the street divider is more. Yeah, it is. They probably enhanced it, Heather, whatever, because I don't know. The only thing I could get out of that is OG video, Cagayan de Oro City, and Writer. Heather, whatever goes, that doesn't look fake to me. It looks, I mean, it's a cam from a motorcycle in the Philippines. So to me, it could be plausible.
Lugar, but we can see their faces, sir, while the high beam ako. Pero katuwang counter, we don't see any face.
Gani, matod ni Carl, human ang hitabo. Adunay mga dili maexplikar nga nasinati si Carl sa ilang panimalay mismo.
Ay mga but dili pa na ako ma-confirm 2 years. Na.
Sa Archdiocese of Cagayan de Oro, matod ni Father June nga dili imposible nga usa ka matang sa daotang espiritu gyud ang nakuhaan sa mong video camera.
I wish I knew what he was
mga
saying.
isuna kanang mga magagapakita mga iyon ana sa mata sa simbahan dili sa kalag sa mga tao.
He's an archdiocese.
Kalag sa
what is it, hon? I wish I knew what they were saying. I wish this had
mga iyon ana
subtitles. Says chief exorcist and archdiocese
sa simbahan dili sa kalag sa mga tao nga nangamatay. Kasagara gapakita gyud
nga adunay na
and I guess
hinusala.
this is the actual,
Rason,
I guess
nga
this is
kinahanglang
the
ampuan.
highway that it
Aduna sa
happened on.
tambag si Father John ngadto sa mga individual.
is
Si Makoy Sempes para sa one.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. We'll play it one more time. All right.
Hilabihang kakurat, kini ang gibati sa motor rider nga si Carl Dagos Human nga kalit misugat kaniya ang usa ka daw tawo samtang nagbiyahe kini
It
sa
does
National
look
Highway
like
sa
the
Barangay
person
Gusa sa
disappears,
Cagayan de
though.
Oro.
As he's panning, it does look like the person disappears. Gunner Girl goes, it's definitely questionable. Leonor, what's up? Daniel Miles goes, seen one like this. Flash Garden saves a person from getting hit by a truck. Bright light flashed and moved the person out of the way. Heather Whatever goes, even enhance, it doesn't show fake to me. I always look at the light. So Heather Whatever feels like this video is legit. So guys, what do you think? I know Heather Whatever feels like it's not fake. I mean, they were even asking an archdiocese. I wish I understood what they were saying because I want to hear his explanation. Daniel Mogg goes, the guy's hanging onto the back of the bike going, he's saying stop, stop, stop. Leonora goes, iffy. Elaine goes, not a clue, not sure. I mean, whatever he did, he caught something. But then even when he's riding his motorcycle, you don't hear impact. I mean, you would have felt something. That would be my first clue that I hit something. You would have felt it. But even in the video, you don't hear it. Tyrannigo's not sure. But it's I'm when it comes to videos like this, it's like I want to believe. And it's iffy. I'm 50-50 when it comes to video because, like I said, technology. What Matthew said, you don't see the other side of the road. Somebody could have easily crossed the road. I mean, it looked close, but you never know. Cheryl goes, it's hard to say whether it's real or not. Rich Buddy goes, I watched a pro UFO channel and they said that today photos and videos are no longer credible evidence. It's sad though, because you're going to get, I agree with you on that one, right, Rich? Because that's kind of the reason why I'm very skeptical when it comes to things, especially on TikTok. There's always somebody on there that wants to put something up there that, especially TikTok. But it kind of sucks for these people that, like, say, you know, for if one of us actually sees something and we're actually taking a picture of something that we do see and we're not editing it or nothing, it kind of sucks for us that does it. But the only way to really find out is if you go there yourself and investigate. If you're in the area and investigate and see if that happened, if you can recreate it, that's the only way you can debunk it, really. Yeah, and there's deep fakes too, Daniel. Thank you, Gunner Girl. Matthew goes, I just found this video and the video is really blurry, so too much artifacts making it and everything looks ghostly. Rich goes, unless it's a close encounter we all see at the same time, it's all BS. I kind of agree with that one on with what you're saying, Rich, with yeah, I do, because nowadays, because of technology, like I've always said, with technology, there's no way of knowing if something's real or not, because you can easily add something. You can easily add a sound. You can easily add a bump. You can easily add, you know, that lady in white walking across the room. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to, that's why I said I want to believe. It's the same thing with the aliens. It's kind of hard for me to believe that. I do believe on life on other planets, but it's kind of hard to believe that you're seeing an object in the air. You know what I mean? Without, because it's a video I'm seeing and you can edit. Not to say that people aren't being honest, because I'm sure there are people out there that have seen things. And it's going to be very hard to prove. especially now. And it kind of sucks for people like that. Oh, Daniel, I still need to do that. Daniel's asking, how did the Tesla ride go? Reenact the ghosts in the car cameras. I still need to do that. Luckily, the weather has cleared up a bit, so I'm hoping to be able to do that soon, because that was my goal. I was going to take a Tesla out to a cemetery to debunk to test out to see if we actually see ghosts on the if a Tesla's camera can actually detect ghosts. Excuse me, walking in a cemetery. But now that the weather's better, I should be able to get to do that. So I'm gonna hopefully can do that soon. But I haven't done it yet, Daniel. But it's coming up. Don't worry, it's coming up. I was just waiting for the weather to calm down. But as I was saying, it's the same with UFOs. Like I need more. I feel like I want to believe, and I need more proof that they're coming here. I do believe that there has to be life on other planets, but them abducting people, I've always needed the proof. When I'm on their UFO ship and they're doing tests, I mean, I find it plausible that it makes sense to me that they're coming down and they're taking samples and they're examining us. That makes sense. It's plausible to me, but I need more proof, because we do the same things when we discover something new. We test it, we examine it. So it makes sense to me, but at the same time, I'm still kind of skeptical about it. Panda Bear goes kind of like Stargates. We are explorers. Exactly. So, any way to debunk something is actually to go to the place yourself and find out yourself. So, Chris Barber goes, I don't believe in visitation. That I've never believed in visitations, but I do find it plausible, but I'm still a skeptic when it comes to that. Dusty goes, sorry for coming in late. Is there a missing report on this person? On which one? Dusty. All right, guys, I'm going to open it up for questions and answers. If you guys have any questions, answers, criticisms, complaints, want to say hi, go for it. Unfortunately, Dusty's saying the guy in the street that disappeared. Unfortunately, Dusty, the video is in Tagalog, and I cannot understand what the reporter's saying. And the article that accompanied it just said that a guy was riding down a street and he thinks he had caught something. He caught a ghost, basically. So it's kind of it's kind of hard to. There's no other backstory because I can't understand the video, unfortunately, that I played, because it did occur in the Philippines. Julissa has a complaint. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, Elaine. Wink Shave Berry goes, the building blocks of life, amino acids are everywhere in the universe. That's why, Wink Shave Berry, I do believe that there are life in other planets. There has to be. I've always been a believer in that. I like aliens and everything. Don't get me wrong. I love aliens. I just need more proof. I want to believe, but I need more. I'm skeptical about it. I just need a little. I've never seen anything in the sky that was unexplainable. So I've never had experience where I've seen where some of these videos are showing like silver discs flying across the sky. I've never seen anything like that ever. I mean, I've had something that was questionable, but I was able to debunk it. Like, oh, that's what it is. Oh, it's a balloon. Like, something like that. Wake Sheaf Fairy goes, intelligent life is another question. True. True. I mean, I don't know if it's aliens that have higher technology than us, but whatever it may be, I believe that there's life on other planets. Leonore, thank you for the super sticker of the gaming controller. That's excited. Hearts for Leonore. Thank you, Leonore. I appreciate it. And Cheryl King, I appreciate that too. I love your channel, Lisa. Thank you, Cheryl. Hearts for Leonore and Cheryl, because Cheryl says, I love your channel. Chris goes, I think if the day comes when we are visited, I'm guessing that they won't look anything like we think they do. I agree. I don't think they're going to be little green men with big eyeballs. I don't think they're going to look like Elvis here does. I don't, to be honest with you. They're probably going to look completely different. But they are going to look alien to us. Yes, Dusty. That stupid time change, which I can't stand. So we had to spring forward just for everyone that didn't go. Dusty, do you have to change times in Hawaii? I know there's a few states that don't. Leonardo goes, they won't visit. There's too much here on this planet. No, if I always think of them coming in. You know how in how Superman stands there, and he's like above. He's like way up there in space almost, and he can hear everything. That's how I think the aliens are. And and as soon as they hear that, they're gonna be like, hell with this planet. Let's go to the next one. Dusty goes, no, so a 3-hour difference now. Ah. Lucky for you, Dusty. I cannot stand time changes. They are annoying. I wish they would stop. Daniel goes, are you able to share a photo from your Discord? Off my phone, I can't because I'm not logged into my Discord on this computer or my computer at home, to be honest with you. Oh, that is cool. Daniel shared, I don't know if you could see it. There you go. Daniel shared this picture on Discord. If you guys are on my Discord, you could check it out. It looks like it's a fire, dragon breathing fire. That's pretty cool. Cool, Daniel. Leonardo goes, the aliens went by, peeps, time change. Rich Buddy goes, they are our future selves, and the reason they look like they do and they're asexual is due to all the years of binary reassignment on Earth. Interesting. Chris goes, I agree with you. They would only look on us for what not to do. Exactly. Daniel goes, that picture I just shared with you on Discord, it's my tree outside sideways. No way, really? Oh, that's crazy. Wink Sheafberry thinks the Greys are just drones. I wouldn't put it past that. because there's so many drones nowadays that you could have one that you can make it look like a flying saucer. I didn't think of that, but I would not doubt that. You can make one look like a flying saucer. The problem is the sound, though. Some of them make a sound. At least the ones I've been around, you can hear them fly by. So that would be a dead giveaway, but I wouldn't put it past it. If it was high enough, you might not be able to hear it. Wake Shapeberry goes, aliens wouldn't send themselves. True. Yeah, because we don't do that either. We send drones out. True. That makes sense. True, because they want to make sure they don't get sick or anything, or they can, if our planet's viable for them. Because you never know, like how if we go to another planet, like there's no oxygen, we won't be able to breathe. Maybe it's the same thing for them. Like they come here and the oxygen could be poisonous to them. You never know. Very, very, very true, Wank Shapeberry. Julissa goes 100% drones come in different shapes and sizes. Matthew goes, this pretty good too. I don't think aliens were so perfect when they started and were no different than us back then. Very true. I think I agree with that one too as well. I didn't think Wake Shapeberry, I never thought of that, but true. With the aliens wouldn't send themselves. Matthew continues just waiting for humans to mature the way they did. Oh. I didn't think about that, but true. Chris Barber goes, maybe they live off of fart gas. It's Dusty, it's a different look. I'm trying something different. When I have it this way, it puts me in a different I guess algorithm. So it's something new I'm trying. Skeledeck is in the background, but I can't, there's not much of a background, but he's back there. Daniel, go send monkeys and dogs into space. Yes, Daniel, it is. Format is like a phone. Leonora goes, interesting theory. It definitely is. I didn't think of that. Matthew goes, yes, a quote from Stargate SG-1. The very young often do not do what they are told. That is very true. Leonora goes, have you ever seen the movie AI? No, I haven't. I have not. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. Guys, keep the questions going. Theories going. Making sure I didn't forget anybody because I hate when I do that. No, I didn't. Okay. Nerd Report in the house saying keep asking questions. Yes, guys. Julissa goes, can Thanksgiving be watched with a 12-year-old? I would. I mean, it's kind of gruesome. So I'm gonna leave that up to you, Julissa, because there is blood and yeah, it's like I don't know if you're familiar with Eli Roth's style, so it's kind of like his style. Like he's very blood and guts type of thing. I mean, there's no guts, but he's bloody. Yeah, there's no gut. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe there is. Yeah, there is blood and guts. Blood and guts. So I'll leave that up to you without giving away the film. I mean, if you watch the trailer, Julissa, there are some scenes that are in the movie that are in that trailer. Dusty Lane goes, be grateful for the good weather you're having now. A Pineapple Express will be coming. Windy, raining, and snowing here. Freezing. Oh, I know. We are having nice weather. Doesn't look like we're going to have rain, at least according to my cell phone, anytime soon. Yes, Leonore, I have. Have you ever watched Ready Player One, classic games and 80s movies? I have. I enjoyed that movie. Julissa goes, the weather up north is terrible. Oh, no. I mean, today was nice. It was nice and sunny with a breeze. Not too hot, not too cold. It was like just right. Matthew goes, I watched Return of the Living Dead when I was a kid, so scared I didn't know there was nudity in it until I got older. Panda Bear goes, we have rain, but it's late though. Matthew goes, I know someone who had their movie car scanned for Ready Player One race scenes with the 58 Plymouth Christine. Leonore goes, it was windy, any allergy? No, Leonore, I didn't have any allergies, believe it or not. But whenever, because I went because of the weather. It was nice and sunny. Whenever it's nice and sunny, I'd like to hit the trail. So I took a trail, but it's weird because when I go hiking, my nose starts like running a little bit, but it's not, I don't think it's allergies. And then I'm fine the rest of the day, which is weird. Daniel goes, wet, rainy, and muddy in Northern California. It may come down this way. I don't know. Sabrina! Thank you for that super chat. Hearts for Sabrina. Thank you for the support. You're awesome, Sabrina. Carol goes, it was very windy today with the sun, which made it cold out. It may be coming down. I know it's supposed to be like in the high 60s all week, maybe low 70s. Daniel goes, we'll clear up here in a few days. You can have our rain taken. Daniel continues, we got our snow back. We don't need no more rain. Carol goes, it's in the 30s. Oh, wow. Panda goes, it might come your way. I live in Oregon. It may skip us down here in Southern California. Keep the questions coming, guys. All good questions. I'll ask a question for you guys. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? I would go to Korea. I know I've been there. I was my mom took me there when I was 6 months old, I think. But would love to go back. Leonor goes, "What's the next hike?" I don't know yet. I think I might go back to Benelli. I haven't been to Benelli Park in a while, so I think I may go back and visit Pudding Stone Lake. Chris Barber goes Scotland. Ooh, that's a go. I would love to go there too. Tirana wants to go to Paris. Leonore also says Scotland. I've always wanted to. That's another place I always wanted to go to, Scotland and Ireland. Because my grandmother's mother was full-blooded Irish. When she was telling me the story. Dusty Lane would love to see Japan. I would love to go there too, as well. Matthew's also saying Scotland. Heather Whatever saying Cincinnati. Cool. Leonore wants to see the Highlands of Scotland. I was born 400 years ago in the Highlands of Scotland. I am immortal and I'm not alone. You guys know where that's from. Heather Whatever goes, with all my family, Scotland. Super cool. Joanne goes, come to Ontario, Canada and hike the Bruce Trail. I think I've been to Ontario, Canada once. Just for a quick trip and came back. I don't even remember where I went. It was long ago. Japan Leonore goes yes to Japan as well. The funny thing is I used to know that whole from Highlander. I heard Matthew's going Henry Cavill is supposed to be the new Highlander. I heard. I loved that movie when I was a kid. Used to watch it over and over again with Christopher Lambert. And then later with the series with Adrian Paul. Dusty Lane has been to Europe and the Caribbean. Need to see Asia. Leonore goes manga and anime in Japan. Leonore's like, no, remake. I know, it's like what Cindy says in Scream. Don't F with the original. I agree with what she says, and I always say that. Oh, and my last stream, I know I was talking about The Omen, that it's coming out. There's a new Omen that's coming out on April 5th, and I wasn't sure if it was a prequel. It's a prequel. And I was kind of irritated because there's a scene that it's kind of, I'm guessing it's an homage to the original, but there is a similar scene of what I saw of the trailer, but I shouldn't judge it by, I'm not judging it by the trailer, but I probably shouldn't judge it by that scene that I saw, because it could have been, it might be done differently, but that's what my impressions of it is. Oh yeah, Panda Bear. They have that huge robot or anime. Is it what it is? That robot that's in Japan? It's an I think it's an anime character. Gundam suit, as Panda Bear says. Heather Whatever goes, my middle son wants to go to Japan. My youngest wants to go to Catalina. I haven't been to Catalina in so long. Leonore, yes, it's before the first Omen with Damien. Yes. That's what I'm guessing. I just saw that it said it was a prequel. Dusty goes, Argentina and Chile would be cool. That actually sounds cool, Dusty. That does. Yeah, I would want to visit Asia. I would want to go to the Paris catacombs. Trying check out Scotland and Ireland and England. Go back to Catalina. I haven't gone to Catalina in a while. Matthew goes, I'd also like to go to Ireland, Wales, and then England. Leonore wants to be Rosemary's Baby. Oh my gosh, that movie was like crazy. Rosemary Baby. Oh my gosh. I was watching something. It was crazy. It was like, guess this 80s horror movie. I was like, bring it. I know my horror movies, right? And they were giving clues. Like they were showing a deck of cards and a branch. Like the first clue was a deck of cards, right? And I was like, what the hell movie is that from? And then I got kind of, I was like sad because I was like, darn, I don't know. I didn't know it was this type of trivia. And so they show a deck of cards, right? And I was like, what movie has a deck of cards in it? And then they show a branch. And I was like, a branch? And then I was like, wait a minute, a branch. I go, The Evil Dead. And they were like, the person chimes in, goes, is it The Evil Dead? And they were like, right. And I was like, yes, there's a scene with a branch in The Evil Dead. I was like, and then they showed for Children of the Corn, they showed like a crown. And I was like, and I guess Linda Hamilton has a crown on, when they put her up on the cross. But I was like, a crown? I go, I didn't know it was this type of trivia. They had chains. The chains I got right off. Chains, I was like, it's Hellraiser. Carol, I've never seen that movie. I remember a movie called It's Alive about a killer baby at a drive-in. I know of that movie, but I've never seen it, and it's on my list. I need to check it out. Matthew goes, Italy would also be nice. I think it's, Leonore, I think it's a prequel to the prequel of The Omen. Rich Buddy goes, It's Alive was one of my faves as a kid. I know the poster. I know the movie poster, but I've never seen it. I'm gonna definitely, if I can find it, I'm gonna check it out. I do know of that, because I always see the poster. So I will definitely, I gotta put that on my list and see if I can find that one. Rich Buddy goes, I have the poster for It's Live. Because I do like the older horror movies. I tend to like them better than the newer ones. Not to say because like with the Conjuring universe and how they have their jump scares, it just not all the horror movies that they have nowadays does that, but I haven't been to I don't even think there's any drive-ins left. If any. I know they just closed. They closed the one that was by me last year, I think. Leonore goes, what did you think of Killer Clowns from Outer Space? You know what, Leonore? I've seen bits and pieces of that movie. I don't think I've actually sat through the entire thing, and I know it's blasphemy for me to say that about that movie because it's a cult classic. So I'm definitely going to have to I probably, when I was little, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed, because what I've seen of it, it's kind of like that comedy horror. And when I was younger, I did not like comedy horror because I was like, how can something be comical and horror at the same time? Until I got older and revisited The Evil Dead and ended up loving it. So I'm probably going to love it now. Leonore goes, yes, in Pasadena, drive-in still there. Oh, okay. Heather, whatever goes, Reno. Chris goes, we have a couple of drive-ins around here. Julissa goes, it's horrible. My son likes that movie. All right, logical. I'll have to check it out. He's saying that It's Alive is on YouTube with free with ads for anyone that wants to check it out. Daniel goes Boulevard Night 80s lowrider movie. Mom took us to see that at the drive-in in Redwood City, California, and it broke out in a giant gang fight. It was horrible. Oh, no. I will never forget it. Daniel continues, I was like 7 years old, and she made us go to the ticket booth and try to get a refund. Oh, no. Matthew goes, I saw that. Waiting for the Killer Clown video games. I did see an article on that they are making a video game for the Killer Clowns. Oh, that's cool. Carol says Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream Dairies does a summer thing where you can watch a movie like a drive-in. Oh, that's super cool. Leonard goes, I was already traumatized with the It movie, then saw It, and I hated clowns since. I don't mind clowns. I like clowns. Heather Whatever does movies in my backyard. That's cool. That's fun and cool, too. I know. Dusty goes, drive-in theaters were fun when I was a kid. Family went in our station wagon. Parents set up the back as a bed so we could fall asleep. I remember I used to go to drive-ins with my dad, so I do remember when I was younger too. They're fun. I wish they would keep them. I know during the big pandemic, a lot of them were stayed open because of that, because we couldn't go. Well, at least in California, we couldn't go into theaters for almost a year. I think it was. So the drive-in theaters were able to stay open a little while longer, but it finally succumbed. Well, the one by me did. Leonard goes, the pain was finding the right station. Yes. On the radio with the drive-ins. Yes. Marcelo, how's it going? Any last minute questions, guys? Before I end this stream. Heather, whatever, that was 4 years ago. And Chris Barber, I remember the window speakers too. We're dating ourselves right now. Oh, well. All right, guys, I am going to end the stream here. Thank you for joining me tonight on Grayson Report, where we talked about the La Pascualita, the Cecil, Britney Spears and her ghost experience. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you on the next one. For sure will be Saturday, but I may drop in sometime during the week. Just keep an eye out on my socials. Guys, thank you again for joining me. You have a good night and stay spooky. See you on the next one. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Skeleduck. Real quick. I'm sorry. I forgot. He's right there where my finger is. You guys can see it right there. Right where my finger is actually on top of him. I'm trying to get it. Oh, there you go. He's right there. Before I leave. Skeleduck is right there, and that's his tail. All right, guys. Good night, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay spooky.